Been so long. I'm missing you, baby. Been so long. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a while since you seen me. I've been busy. I've been just unattached, but knowing I needed to come and do this, I am still going to do 5 and 6 separate because 5 deserves its own review, okay? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Married at First Sight, season number 10, episode number 10. And I want you to want me to. I'm all singing today, huh? Just like I want you. With my no singing self. But whatever, I like to sing, okay? Because we like to party. Has nothing to do with the episode. Hey. Anyway, let's just go ahead and start off with Mindy and Zach. Baby, let me tell you, I think Mindy is about fed up with Zach. You got me going in circles. I mean, literally, I'm singing, right? Round and round I go. I'm sprung out over you, over you, over you. I'm sprung out over you. Ooh, child. So the first thing I wrote down, because this was over a week ago, right? A week ago. Is that she was a little delusional because she thought that he might stay the night. And, you know, because they had such a good evening. Y'all remember with the games and the cards and the masks? She is now starting to second guess her choice. Like, this may not have been a good decision for me to do Married at First Sight. Maybe, just maybe my parents was right. Like, that's a hard place to be when you start second guessing a choice that you thought was going to be good for you. And I'm going to just be honest with you, ladies. Forgive yourself when you feel like you've made a bad choice and you need to move forward from it. Just forgive yourself so you can heal from it quicker. A lot of times we don't forgive ourselves, forgive everybody else, but not us. That's going to be a topic on Baby Let Me Tell You, which is my podcast. I'm putting the link down below in the description box. Y'all should check me out. Let me keep going. So she's waiting for Dr. Pepper, or they're waiting for Dr. Pepper together. And I feel like this is the most attractive that she's looked since her wedding day. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, though this was a week ago, I'm giving you my opinion as I watched it. So they are at the apartment and they are waiting on Dr. Pepper, honey, to show up. And I want to say that this is the most attractive that Mindy has been in quite some time since her wedding day. Like, she looks cute. But Dr. Pepper is also nervous about this meeting because she knows that Zach is full of shit. Okay, in a nutshell, he is full of shit. And I wrote down, uh-oh, Zach's a liar. What did he lie about? He lied to the experts when they interviewed him for Married at First Sight. When they asked him, if you meet her and you are not originally attracted to her, what will you do? And he said he would work on the marriage anyway. Well, the lies you tell. What? Where? Huh? I wrote down, Mindy is so articulate and expresses herself very, very well. And like the rest of us, she is articulating that she is starting to feel stupid. And you can only be rejected so much. It's only so many times you can say you're not attracted to me. It's only so many times that you're going to say, you know, that I need to wait for you in your baby steps. And I got to wait for you to be patient. It's only so long that I'm going to wait for you to come to this apartment because I want to give it my entire being, my, you know, wholehearted best effort. It's only so long before I start feeling rejected, dejected, betrayed, ugly for that matter. So I'm glad to hear her articulate that or speak that out loud so that we know that she knows that she's starting to look stupid too, right? But my favorite part is that Dr. Pepper pulled his card. He said, I wanted to give, you know, I'm giving it my all. And she said, no, you're not. Because if you were really giving it your all and you were really vested in the process, my dude, you would be here. You would be living here, getting to know her. I didn't see nothing wrong with what she said. These couples need Dr. Pepper to come on in here and tell the truth. They need her expertise. They, Pastor Cal is nice. He gives it to them straight, especially for the men. Dr. Viviana, I'm always like, girl, come on. What? Huh? Stop being so PC. And then here comes Dr. Pepper, and she gives it to him straight. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Okay, maybe that's not appropriate. So Dr. Pepper ends up saying in her little review of her meeting that Zach is really disconnected emotionally, physically, mentally, and sexually, and that she is worried that he didn't want to be married. I mean, really, it's evident. His actions are saying it's evident that he is just in it for what? For why? I'm unsure. Dr. Pepper says to him, I think you should move in. And he says, I will strongly consider it. Consider it? Mindy, run. We've been telling you to run, boo. Run. Quickly. Fast. In a hurry. Run. Run in. Is that how I go? That Black Eyed Peas song. Told y'all I feel like singing. The exercise that the experts picked for Mindy and Zach was for them to go and do tantric yoga. I don't know if y'all know anything about tantric yoga or the tantra practices at all. But when I tell you that they are explosive, on to the next one. Listen, let's talk Derek and Katie. Neither one of them are good at cooking, honey. Making eggs, and he ain't put no butter, no Pam, no olive oil, no nothing. Like I use butter. People use margarine. If you use margarine, you're not welcome in my house. We like real butter here. But they didn't put nothing in the pan, so of course it starts smoking. Fortunately, he's tall enough to fan it down. And so, they're going to go to a cooking class, and they've invited all of the couples to go. So right after this, we're going into the cooking class segment. Right after this, we're going to go into the cooking class episode. Right after this, we're going to go into the cooking class segment. I don't know why I wrote that he said he planned a date and he's making an effort. She appreciates it because it shows he cares. I don't know what the relevance is, but they didn't have really much going on. For dinner, they had mac and cheese again. Oh, the date. Was that when they painted the dog? I think this is the episode where they painted the dog. And it was horrible. But they made mac and cheese. And, as a diabetic, she definitely needs to eat at specific times. Well, the experts gave them also... I guess they gave it to everybody. An intimacy and trust exercise. And in this instance, I want to play this game too. Me and my new boo. Where you at, y'all? Me and my new boo are going to play this Jenga game, and we each are going to write stuff on the Jenga blocks. And you have to pull the block and answer the question. So we might do like answer the questions and do a gesture, honey, because I believe in open communication and being vulnerable. So the whole asking questions things might not be a thing, but I want to bring the freak out of them. And me too. Like, why we gotta be bored? Evidently. Never mind. That's too much information for y'all, but I need to get me some. It's evident at this point. So... what turns you on during sex? And he said lingerie, which young men seem in this day and age don't like, but a woman of my stature and of my age, we wear lingerie or lingerie or nasty negligee. And he likes back scratches. She said and I'm glad that this was an opportunity for her to say she needs him to be dominant. Like, she likes a dominant man. And she likes to be manhandled. Baby, let me tell you, me too. Ain't nothing like a man that can take control. Now, don't get me wrong. I will take control, okay? But ain't nothing like a man that can take control and, yeah. Ooh, ain't nothing like it. See? Like I said, it's evident. she asked him, how do you pick up a girl in a bar? And he was like, I don't have pickup lines. He just walks up and kisses them. Well, you know, that's what they do. You know, they do a lot of casual sex and nasty shit like that. Black people, we don't just walk up and kiss nobody, okay? We barely want to have a one night stand. When we do, we be drunk, and then the next day we be feeling bad about it, child. Unless you've grown up with other ethnicities that are more free spirited that way. Do what you like. I see guys and girls dancing. Do what you like. That's how I feel. So I ain't passing judgment. I'm just saying that ain't what I don't come up with. That's your pickup line to kiss me? I don't think so. That's how you know yeah. Anyway. So I guess they got tired of playing that game, and Derek picked her up, honey, and carried her into the bedroom like a caveman, and she enjoyed it, and I did too. I ain't gonna never be able to be picked up like that and thrown over the shoulder, but I thought that was hella sexy. I thought it was hella sexy and right on point. And you know, they go into the bedroom so you can see them in the bed. But I'm all like, that spoils the moment. Y'all can't come in here. This is what we finna do. We finna get it. Now, at the cooking class, all the couples are there except for Brandon and Taylor. I wrote down in here, Zach he might not be nothing wrong with Zach. He just is disconnected, and like he might also be socially awkward too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some disconnect. Y'all, I got 2 nails broke, the same one. So when they started talking about Brandon and Taylor at the table, because they made, some couscous and some stuff or whatever that don't even matter, but I felt in my spirit, I was like, it's not Mika's place to share what's going on. And Michael was in agreement, like, that's not my place to open up and say what's going on in their life. We really need to concentrate on our own marriage. Like, she kind of messy. She messy, not kinda. You see, Jessica here admits that she's a type A personality, which means she is a little more controlling and wants things done her way. And then I wrote down, no one thinks that Taylor made the right decision with that video. I mean, it's evident that that was a wrong choice, a wrong move for her. And it's across the board. I mean, we all agreed on that. Have we agreed on it? Maybe not yet, because we haven't talked about it. Neither one of them are good at cooking, honey. Making eggs, and he ain't put no butter, no Pam, no olive oil, no nothing. Like, I use butter. People use margarine. If you use margarine, you're not welcome in my house. We like real butter here. But they didn't put nothing in the pan, so of course it starts smoking. Fortunately, he's tall enough to fan it down. And so, they're going to go to a cooking class, and they've invited all of the couples to go. So right after this, we're going into the cooking class segment. I don't know why I wrote that he said he planned a date and he's making an effort. She appreciates it because it shows he cares. I don't know what the relevance is, but they didn't have really much going on. For dinner, they had mac and cheese again. Oh, the date. Was that when they painted the dog? I think this is the episode where they painted the dog. And it was horrible. But they made mac and cheese. And, as a diabetic, she definitely needs to eat at specific times. Well, the experts gave them also, I guess they gave it to everybody, an intimacy and trust exercise. And in this instance, I want to play this game too. Me and my new boo, where you at, y'all? Me and my new boo are going to play this Jenga game. And we each are going to write stuff on the Jenga blocks. And you have to pull the block and answer the question. So we might do like answer the question and do a gesture, honey, because I believe in open communication and being vulnerable. So the whole asking questions things might not be a thing, but I want to bring the freak out of them. And me too. Like, why we gotta be bored? Evidently. Never mind. That's too much information for y'all, but I need to get me some. It's evident. at this point. What turns you on during sex? And he said lingerie, which young men seem in this day and age don't like, but you know, a woman of my stature and of my age, we wear lingerie or lingerie or nasty negligee. And he likes back scratches. She said and I'm glad that this was an opportunity for her to say she needs him to be dominant. Like she likes a dominant man and she likes to be manhandled. Baby, let me tell you, me too. Ain't nothing like a man that can take control. Now, don't get me wrong, I will take control, okay? But ain't nothing like a man that can take control and, yeah, ooh, ain't nothing like it. See, like I said, it's evident. I don't know, she asked him, how do you pick up a girl in a bar? And he was like, I don't have pickup lines. He just walks up and kisses them. Well, you know, that's what they do. You know, they do a lot of casual sex and nasty shit like that. Black people, we don't just walk up and kiss nobody, okay? We barely want to have a one night stand. When we do, we be drunk, and then the next day we be feeling bad about it, child. Unless you've grown up with other ethnicities that are more free spirited that way. Do what you like. I see guys and girls dancing. Do what you like. That's how I feel. So I ain't passing judgment. I'm just saying that ain't what don't come up with. That's your pickup line to kiss me? I don't think so. Oh, I guess they got tired of playing that game, and Derek picked her up, honey, and carried her into the bedroom like a caveman, and she enjoyed it, and I did too. I ain't gonna never be able to be picked up like that and thrown over the shoulder, but I thought that was hella sexy. I thought it was hella sexy and right on point. And you know, they go into the bedroom so you can see them in the bed. But I'm all like, that spoils the moment. Y'all can't come in here. This is what we finna do. We finna get it. Now, at the cooking class, all the couples are there except for Brandon and Taylor. I wrote down in here, Zach might not be nothing wrong with Zach. He just is disconnected, and like he might also be socially awkward too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some disconnect. So when they started talking about Brandon and Taylor at the table, because they made, you know, some couscous and some stuff or whatever that don't even matter, but I felt in my spirit, I was like, it's not Mika's place to share what's going on. And Michael was in agreement, like, that's not my place to open up and say what's going on in their life. We really need to concentrate on our own marriage. Like, she kind of messy. She messy, not kind of. See, Jessica here admits that she's a type A personality, which means she is a little more controlling and wants things done her way. And then I wrote down, no one thinks that Taylor made the right decision with that video. I mean, it's evident that that was a wrong choice, a wrong move for her. And it's across the board. I mean, we all agreed on that. Have we agreed on it? Listen, both Michael and Mika and Brandon and Taylor were both shit shows, okay? Like, so I'm really just picking the lesser of two evils. And right now, it is Mika and Michael that we will be discussing. Y'all, I done got these long braids in my old age. I'm used to, like, you know, broadling. Honey, I'm damn near sitting on these, okay? After, I guess, the pedicure that they had, Mike says he's not getting what he needs from Mika. I feel like one thing for sure, two things for certain, you have to tell somebody what it is that you want from them, especially if you're not getting it. He actually tries to communicate with her and expresses his needs, and told her she doesn't communicate well. No ma'am. And that she gets angry. Like, she thinks she's articulating herself and expressing herself really well when it's just coming across aggressive and defensive and angry. And honestly, she's giving me that vibe like when you don't like somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you, ladies, you know when you don't like that dude and he still be trying, and you really be like annoyed and irritated, so you really don't care about how you speak to him? That's her right now. She has so much disdain from the beginning that I don't think she likes him at all. What she might have had, I don't think that she's really even ready to work on, because she's gonna always see him as a liar. And I really hope that she's watching this. I really hope you're watching, Mika, the show. And maybe you stumble across this, because little sis, like, I want every good thing God has for you. And that includes a healthy, successful, happy relationship. Hands down, there's no question asked that that's what I want to see for you. But in order to do that, you have to be able to communicate with someone and really articulate yourself effectively. Like right now, you're not. It's closed off. It feels cold. It feels disconnected. It doesn't feel like this marriage is going to work on either side, especially if he's lying the way that he is. He leaves and it's uncomfortable and it's awkward. He leaves her at the table and shit. And she, you know, she's like, I told him that this is one of the things that I don't like. Don't just walk away from me. Like, it makes me feel like I feel abandoned, and I don't like that. Is there some abandonment issues there? Quite possibly, but nobody wants to be walked out on and not said anything. Like, I get it's getting heated, then you owe her the courtesy of saying, what? I need a few moments. This is getting too heated. You're being too aggressive. I can't hear you. You can't hear me. Let's talk about it later. When he comes back and she mentions that to him, he says, I needed a break. And I wrote, he ain't too crazy. He can articulate himself when he wants to. He could say the things that he needs to in the manner that he does. Her problem is that he's an habitual liar. Table the convo and discuss, and you know, I needed to go to class or whatever he had said. And I was just like, you could have vocalized that. Like, I can't have this conversation. You're being too aggressive. It's turning me into someone else. I'm going to match your energy. I just want to say that too, ladies. Understand that, fellas too, we're going to match the energy that you are throwing out. So if you coming at me nasty, mine might not be the way yours is, but I am going to give you back what you're giving me. It's the thing. It's the reciprocity law. Did I make that up? But whatever. What you give out is what you get back. Well, things don't get better, they get worse, honey. Michael, you have just showed us all why she calls you such a liar. Like, why would you have her go to a yoga studio that you are not an instructor at, that you only clean at, get off work and drive way down there to support you, and this ain't even a thing? I'ma just say though, Mika, you happy you got your aha moment? Did you aha, it was caught on camera? Aha, are you happy? It wasn't really caught on camera, but are you happy now? Does that make you feel good that you have now proven that he's a liar? Like, I want to know for myself. Like, did that make you feel vindicated? I don't think anyone just didn't believe you when it came to Panama. I don't know. I don't know. Because now it's just making your whole situation worse. So, you know, Michael decides we're going to go to dinner. Let's ease some pain and let's go to dinner and talk about this outside of the home. I wrote down, this marriage is an epic fail. Isn't that horrible? Like, isn't that horrible? But I literally wrote that down. I wrote, he is fed up with her and she really doesn't like him. Well, at dinner, Mike is probably the most natural that I have seen him. I mean, you guys, if you agree with me, let me know down below in the comments. He seemed the most comfortable, the most at ease, the most natural. Like, it wasn't like he was putting on a farce for the cameras. Like, he wasn't being someone he wasn't. He really just, I feel like, communicated how he felt, which is important. But we don't know what goes on behind these cameras. He gets a little upset. You know, I've been expressive all this time. Today, well, congratulations. I was like, well, hot damn. And this is why he walks away. Because you can see the glimpse of, I'm getting angry. And it's going to take me to a place that I don't want to go to. I don't want to be disrespectful in any manner. Though I've only known her less than 30 days. It doesn't matter. But I do want to say that she has a very valid point in talking to him. When she says, your plans were not in place. There were no plans in place. You didn't even have the decency to pay for the class, so that even though you're not the instructor, we could have still done yoga, right? And that you lied. Again, it's not what she's saying, it's all in her approach. But the thing I think that might have hit a little nerve was man up to the fact that you were lying. I was like, well, those is fighting words, not only for a man, but for a woman too. Yeah or no? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. I mean, that might have been what you want to say, but maybe you could have said, you know, Michael, I need you to be accountable that you didn't give me the entire truth. Man up to the fact that you are lying, baby. It's all about what you say, not how you say it, about how you say it, not what you say. And it's almost like a competition between the two of them of who is more expressive than the other. And in any relationship, you don't want to be, especially in a marriage, we aren't competing together. We're working together, right? We're going as a collective. We want the same thing. Why am I fighting with you? Why are we not, why are we fighting to see who is going to be able to articulate themselves better or express themselves better or say how they feel better? Why are we not working towards, let's find common ground and then work from there? Why are we not doing that? Oh, because he's a liar and she's angry and aggressive. I hate those words for black women, but this isn't assertive. This is really aggressive. Anyway, he begins to tell her, I don't feel close to you. I feel like a stranger in my own house, in my own bed. I'm uncomfortable in the bed with my wife. And I was like, probably. I mean, part of what he's saying is true, and a lot of what she's saying is true. I mean, especially if he still got to wear that damn robe to bed every day. Like, wear your robe, Michael. You can't get in the bed without a robe, Michael. Then it said, he says, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. Because I guess she goes back to the whole lying thing. And she's like, I'm over you lying. And he's like, I'm over you. See? Anger. Anger calls you to say hurtful things. Hurt people. And you're pushing him, Mika. Pushing him. Like, it's like you want to see him get angry with you. And you want to see him hurt you. Because that's what I'm going to do. Now you're hurting me. I'm going to hit you in the jugular. Well, I'm over you. And she was kind of shocked. Like she was surprised that he wouldn't be like all over her. I'm really understanding why a lot of these people are single. Like, I understand why I'm single. Not no more, but why I used to be. Like, why I used to understand. Yeah, I hope you understand what I'm saying, because I'm talking in fucking circles myself. Nevertheless, listen. Dr. Pepper comes for a visit. It is a much needed visit. Like, I should have said this before, but these two couples at the end definitely needed Dr. Pepper's advice and expertise, okay? Every time I say her name, I want to sing, I drink Dr. Pepper, don't you know? I say it every season. It's the original taste that I love so. The taste of Dr. Pepper everywhere you go. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, she's a pepper. Would you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Woo woo. Y'all didn't play that? Maybe you did. Okay, so she immediately says when she visits that they need to learn how to build trust and a connection with one another. And Mika begins to explain why she feels the way she does. Like, she takes no time in starting first. And we find out all the things that he's lied about. Like, she's like literally checking her list and checking it twice. Like, he lied about how many miles were on his car. I was like, wow. Taking all these trips. Being a yoga teacher. Of course, that whole situation with the sex thing. Like, listen. Oh, she remembered. And Mike, because you know that she been saying you a liar, pants on fire all this time, why wouldn't you stop lying? But again, I don't know which one of y'all had reminded us. His sister did say if he could not lie, then they could make it. He goes to explain the whole yoga thing. He's all like, well, there's a high turnover in management, and he's really a substitute yoga teacher. And since it's a new manager, she doesn't really know him, but she knew you cleaned up though. Like, Mike, just be quiet. Just take accountability for some shit. Own up for some shit, and just let's move forward. I wrote down, he's really trying, or maybe Dr. Pepper said it somehow. Maybe it was a thought process. I'm not sure. But most people lie to impress. Some people lie because they just like to lie, but most people like to make themselves better than they are. I mean, I don't know you and I want you to like me, so I want to seem like I have all these things. And I'm not condoning his behavior or the lies that he's been telling, but I am saying why he's been lying. And it's most likely he didn't know her and he wanted to impress her. But now you're ruining your relationship with Miss Mika. Oh, I wrote it down. He admits to lying to impress. He said that he was afraid of hurt and rejection if she knew who he was, that she wouldn't want to be with him. And then they kind of make promises to one another, which I don't think I wrote down. Later, they have to do a blind trust exercise, which I think was beneficial for them when they had to put a mask on, and then answer questions that each other may have written down for one another, right? And the part of it was taking off the pressure of somebody staring at me judgmentally. Is that I don't know. But staring at me in judgment. Like, I think that he was able to be a little more relaxed, and also to hear what she was saying when she was answering her questions, because I don't have you staring me down with the stare of death. Because if you pay attention, she's always looking like this. When she talks to him, she's talking like this. Every now and again, you get a smile from her, but it's always straight face and blinks. Like she's bored or some shit. When they were doing the questions, I wrote down that he wants to be loved and accepted. The reason that he lies and the reason that he tried Married at First Sight, because he wants to feel love, the love of his own, the love of his family from his loins, and he wants to be accepted. And so partly probably because he's adopted, even though that is still his family, he's adopted into them, and maybe he felt disconnected from them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Is there any coming back for them? Like, listen, I want my people to be loved, to feel loved, to be in relation with one another. You know, this is a bad representation. Both of these couples are a bad representation of marriage for a black family. Y'all, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, that's how I feel. That's how I felt when I watched episode 6. I was just like, this is a horrible representation of our family values and where we came from. But let me get off that soapbox, so that's a video all for itself. Listen, this is classic. Neither person wants to be in. Each person is prideful. It's not gonna work. They are classic, like, well, if you don't do this way, or if you don't do this and I don't receive this, like, they are classic. I don't hear you because I'm too busy thinking about my own issue and how something made me feel. I don't know how to open up and communicate with everything on the table. Now, I'm gonna just say this. Brandon, when it came to his faults, did accept them, acknowledge them, and apologize for them. And as far as he sees, he's been moving forward. But let's talk about what happened. Let us talk about what has happened or transpired between the two of them. So they meet with the incomparable Dr. Pepper, okay? When they walk in, neither one of them acknowledge one another. Like, I found that fucking weird. Like, that's weirdo shit. Like, y'all are in the presence of somebody else, a bunch of other people, at least greet each other with a nod. Like, that's weirdo. Like, we married though, for real. I know I don't know you that much, but we married, and so I should at least acknowledge you. That's how much hurt and pain is in that room. She's staring straight ahead and he's making a beeline for the chair. Like, I don't know. That's indicative of a bad situation when you guys walk into a same room or walk into a room like you're mad with your boo, and you go home and you go in the house and you act like they're not there. You don't even acknowledge them. First thing you always do is say, hey babe, now you can have an attitude, because that at least breaks down the wall. It is so uncomfortable and the air be so thick that you like, what? It's uncomfortable. I'm gonna go to my room, he can stay in the living room. Like, it's uncomfortable. Take it from me, it's uncomfortable. We're married, and this isn't how we should be. It should not be this type of turmoil or toxicity in the room, in the house. In there with Dr. Pepper. To tell he doesn't want to be there, and that Taylor is so dismissive and unapologetic. This is all in like the first 5 minutes of her video. Like, he doesn't want to be there, and she's all like, I don't know what the problem is. That's the problem, is that you don't know what the problem is. You wanted him to acknowledge his wrongdoings, right, towards you for Panama, which rightfully so. He was very disrespectful, and he did apologize, and you had the nerve to say you was gonna reset, but ain't no reset ever happened. But you don't want to own up for how something may have made someone else feel. Even if you feel like you weren't meant to hurt them, if they articulate that I'm hurt by it, then at that point you're supposed to say, I apologize, right? Acknowledge it. I apologize for hurting you. And here's what I meant by the video. But that doesn't excuse it. But I'm getting beside myself with all these opinions. What happened? How did we get here? Well, what we found out is she was finally honest and said she was so angry with him, and she finally admitted it, that she said that stuff out of anger. Like, it was for him low-key. She said it out of anger. And like I said, if she was still angry about everything from Panama, then there was no real reset. I love that Dr. Pepper was like, listen, I'm not unsympathetic to either of you. But we have to move past this if we are going to make it, if you're going to make it. Like, it's plain and simple. All relationships have issues. All of them. And you have to figure out, how am I going to get past this thing that they've done to me? What is it that I'm going to do? I made this commitment. Whether I've known you for 25 days or not, I said that I was in this. When in my vows, I said I was in this for the long haul, if this is something that I wanted to do. So how am I going to move past this thing that has got us in this horrible space? Like, y'all, really, the next time you get mad at your boo, your bae, your spouse, or whatever, think about it. Think about what am I upset for? And is it that serious that I can't move past it? That I can't take a moment and come back and have a conversation about it? Oh, Lord, I ain't even got halfway past what I wanted to say. He says that the video was bizarre and that he felt it was disrespectful. And honestly, they both have been disrespectful. He made some mention about as if she went out and cheated, like she was out. But remember, I told y'all she was out all night. Do y'all remember, or was I tripping about that? I don't think I was. She came in like, Brandon wasn't here when I got back. Are y'all not really staying in the apartment except for when it's camera days? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Somebody, they should have like Big Brother cams. Honestly, y'all should think about that for not next season, since y'all already recording for New Orleans, but the next season after that, Married at First Sight. Seriously. She's saying that he does not communicate effectively. He's saying that he's been vocal, and then he buzzes out, she's only here for the cameras anyway. And then all of a sudden she's shocked and surprised and appalled by that. What I want to say too, I want to say that, ladies, when I'm looking at Taylor, I realize that I've always known that we are a piece of work. She's very combative and very defensive and very, like, speaks well. She's articulate, but she's not a good communicator. We think that we communicate well, and baby, we don't. We don't. Communication is more than just expressing how we feel. It's about listening to what someone else is saying. That's when you know that you're an effective communicator. Not only are you listening, but you're applying what they say. Like, I hear what you're saying, and it may hurt at a specific time or in place or a moment, but guess what? I hear you. I understand you, and now I'm going to put it into practice. That's how you know that you're listening to someone, and it's not always about you. Somehow she keeps bringing this back to her and not addressing how what she did made him feel, which I commend Brandon. He has done. But I also want to say, Brandon, you going a little bit overboard. Like, this is too much. But maybe not yet. Hold on. Because this heifer then said, I don't know if I'm sorry or not. What? You don't know if you're sorry or not? Huh? That don't make no sense. You can see that this man is visually hurt, and you don't care about how he's feeling or how you've made him feel with your actions on the video. That is not a good quality of a wife to have. I don't care. We see you now, Taylor. Listen, like Mika, I want the best for all of you. But this is not going to result a good outcome. The outcome is not going to be a good result. There it is. Lord help me. I'm just saying, we have to learn when enough is enough. Like, okay, I made my point. I wanted him to know how it felt to be disrespected. Now I've given it back to him. He feels it. Now we need to know how to say, you know what, you're right. Let me acknowledge my wrongdoings. Sometimes as black women, we don't really do that well all the time. Let's practice, okay? Dr. Pepper straight up pulled her card and was like, well, you acting like a single woman. Like, everybody is understanding that what you said, Taylor, was not, that video was not okay. We all know that that video was not okay. Everybody but you and your friends. His body language, baby, says I'm done. That whole closed off and that's the whole I'm done situation. And then he's like, I've put up with a lot of stuff, starting with the random calls from guys at 3 a.m. Huh? Ain't nobody calling me at 3 a.m. Oh, so he just pulled that out of the sky? Maybe he did. I don't know. But your phone must be ringing at 3 a.m. He must be hearing something. And I'm looking at her when she starts this crying bit. Because, you know, she doesn't want to, she's not just here for TV and she doesn't understand. I'm all like, you are a brilliant, beautiful woman. Don't play us for stupid. Don't play Dr. Pepper for stupid. But she's falling into it. You crying, but you didn't want to apologize for your actions. Even if that's not what you meant, the way they made him feel is enough for you to apologize and say, I apologize for hurting your feelings. That was not my intent. We should move forward. How can we fix it? That is what the goal is. Regardless of if you feel like he misunderstood or if it was well deserved, you hurt him. When he hurt you, he apologized. But I feel like you were thinking the whole time, how am I going to get him back? And shit ain't working out, so fuck this nigga. That's really the crux of it all. I really feel like this crying bit that she's doing is because she's more embarrassed than anything else that he's walking away from her. Like, I'm Taylor. Do you see all of this? How gorgeous I am? What I have going for me, and you going to walk away from me? And then I thought to myself in the next breath, she's used to toxic relationships. She's used to seeing that this is how relationships go. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. Not, you hurt me, we're going to talk about it, we're going to move past it, we're going to fix the shit that's wrong. It's almost like, yeah, I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship. Y'all probably haven't because, you know, y'all are goody two-shoes and shit. But where you do malicious things that kind of show that you hurt, like, you do malicious things as a way of showing that you care. Like, well, you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you back. Like, because I'm hurt is the reason why I'm doing these things. So that shows you that I'm care, like that I care. Like Dr. Pepper said, if he didn't care, he would not be hurt by your actions. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever been in a relationship like that. I have. That shit is not healthy. And you got to get out quick if that's the relationship you're in and that you're used to. Then if that's what you're used to, you also need to do some self-reflection, introspection, some fucking intervention for yourself, some meditation, some journaling. Go see a therapist. But what gets me even after, because Brandon's like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do this. I'm done. I'm walking out. Please take the mic off me. I don't want to be bothered. Don't. Like, this woman is a trip. She got she putting on a full show. Lights, camera, action. A one-woman soliloquy here. I don't believe nothing she's saying. He's out of there. But here's what gets me most, okay? When she goes and she sits with her friends, what's their names again? I done forgot. Tashawn and the other girl. And she wants to explain what's going on, and they agree with her that the video was okay. Get you some friends that are not going to be in agreement with you. Get you some friends that are going to tell you, wait a minute, what's going on? This is wrong. That you should not have. Oh yeah, I saw the video and I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Get you some friends that's going to be honest with you and not be like, oh, well, you know what? Does he know what he has? I'm having a barbecue next weekend. And it's going to be a whole bunch of single men there. Come. Tashawn. I done forgot the man's name. Do you want her for yourself? Have you had her for yourself? Do you think she deserves better? Because he is lucky to have you? Listen. Your friends are wrong. And your friends should have told you. Yes, you do have a lot going for you. But this was wrong, Taylor. You have gotten to this social experiment. And you married this man. And now you're embarrassing him. And he's hurt you owe him an apology. Get you some friends that's gonna tell you the truth. Get you some friends that are concerned for you, that do care for you, so much so that they are gonna tell you, pull your coattail, take your card, and be like, you can be mad at me, sis, if you want to, but I need to tell you the truth. She says, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. You don't? The man, you could have gave him an apology, and that would have been a sincere apology, and that would have been having you on the road to healing, because both of you have done things to inflict and cause pain and hurt on one another. Like, am I wrong, y'all? Am I tripping or what? Y'all let me know down below in the comments, because maybe I'm tripping and I'm seeing this wrong, and I need you to help me. I need you to help me understand why she is not connecting that. You might feel like it was warranted, but because it hurt, that you should have apologized because you see that it hurt. Like, maybe I'm a softie. Maybe I'm too sensitive for this shit. So I don't know. Let me know. When Brandon goes and meets with his friend, you know, Brandon's friend, you can see Brandon's friend was not as sympathetic for his friend. He tells his friend, you know what, I understand that she's still upset from Panama. Okay. But I apologized and we were supposed to be moving forward and blah, blah, blah. And the man, she sent me this long text that she didn't say in the therapy session. She sent him like a soliloquy. Sis, we're not sending paragraphs no more. I mean, but you don't learn that till you go through some shit. All them paragraphs is not necessary. You should have vocalized what you wanted to say. But because it always feels like, let me say this too about Mika and let me say this to Mika and to Taylor and to my sisters out here that are in relationships and can't seem to figure out why, you know, things aren't going right, or you're constantly fighting and arguing. Here's why. Nobody, including you, wants to constantly be reminded about what you've done wrong. Nobody wants to be reminded of, you know, a place that we shouldn't be anymore, especially if we're moving forward. No one wants to constantly hear about their mistakes. I got it the first time. I acknowledged it. I don't need you to harp on it. Like, I mean, I'm a mother and I harp on it with my boys and they get tired of hearing that shit. So just imagine what your spouse is gonna be tired of doing and hearing, right? Like, am I wrong? Y'all might think I'm wrong, but I guarantee you, if you have the conversation and you leave it on the table and you really express it one time and communicate and make sure that you're communicating and listening as well to maybe what caused some of this stuff, and you have that open dialogue and don't keep harping on it, don't do it, I guarantee you're gonna move forward and be healthy. What he said was that her little soliloquy was full of insults and that he didn't respond. I really wanted to see those text messages, didn't you? I did. I know it ain't none of my business and he ain't that messy because they probably asked and he said no. But I do want to say that his friend is a little more rational than Taylor's friends, especially when he says something to the effect of, y'all both have work to do. Okay. And then Brandon went on to say, you know, she reached out, she wants to meet up and talk, and I don't really know if that's what I want to do. And seeing this, you know, and this is really ugly and this is not really what I wanted. But honestly, I think you would rather see someone's ugly early than later, because now you get to make a conscious decision if this is a relationship that you want to be in. Okay, so that ends episode number 10, right? Because I want you to want me to. Y'all let me know what you think down below in the comments about this episode. At this point, you know, Austin and Jessica gonna make it. Derek and Katie may make it. Mika and Michael, we looking like what, huh? And so Brandon and Taylor, I'm all like, it's a wrap. But they still go to the end and have to ask the question. We see it in like the little previews. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight Season 10, Episode 11. Listen, if it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button. You want to be a ray of sunshine. I know I be late on shit, but you still miss me like I miss you too, right? You do, right? Give me a thumbs up because you like me and I know it's real. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.